Hi everybody, this is the video for how to set up your science binder before we get started. These are the materials that you will need for this video. A 3-ring binder, at least 1.5 inches. You need it to not be, ginormous, but you need it to be big enough to be able to fit stuff throughout the year. 3 dividers, your syllabus, your lab safety contract, pins or markers both would be good, a 3-hole punch, and notebook paper. So pause the video real quick, go ahead and get these materials, and I'll meet you back here in just a second. Okay, your science binder needs to be set up like this, and this is going to be a quick and easy video because we don't have to do any kind of writing or anything really. So on the front I have Miss Maxwell's 8th grade science binder. I'm going to have this in the classroom at all times, and every time that I ask you to put something in your science binder, I will put it in here so that you will have an example to look back on in case you were absent or you kind of misplaced something, or maybe you weren't keeping up to date like you should. This will be in the classroom as a reference so that you can go and check it at any time to make sure that your binder looks like my binder. Okay, the very first thing in your science binder needs to be your syllabus. Okay, you'll 3-hole punch it, put it in here in the very front. This part, remember, is going to be cut off down here because you turned it into me. The second thing in here is going to be your science lab safety contract, just so we can refresh from time to time on how we're supposed to act when we're doing labs and things. Again, this is going to be cut off down here, so you're only going to have a half a page, so you're only going to need 2 hole punches here, but you can still use a 3-hole punch for that. It'll still work. Alright, after your lab safety contract, you're going to put your first divider, and it should be labeled vocabulary. So pause the video, take a second, label your first divider vocabulary, and put it in. Alright, after that divider, I have a whole bunch of notebook paper here. You don't have to put as much as I have, but I just went ahead and put a whole pack in here. If you only put, this much, that's fine too. And I have notebook paper in the classroom, so if you just want to put a few pages at a time and then add them so that it's not so heavy, I'm totally fine with that. This is going to be where we write our vocabulary, and you need to keep your vocabulary in here for the entire year, so that way you can go back and kind of check or study your vocabulary words throughout the year. Okay, your next divider is going to be labeled lessons. So take a second, pause the video, make a label that says lessons, and put this in. This is going to be where you keep anything that we tear out of the book or any other supplemental handout that I give you to kind of help understand some of these concepts. Everything is not going to come from our textbook. We're going to use it a lot, but we're going to be using other sources as well. So anything that I give you that's like reading material for a concept, you're going to put here under lessons. Your last divider is going to be labeled assignments. So go ahead and pause the video, make a label that says assignments, and put this in. And this is where you're going to keep, I don't have anything here yet, but we will soon be adding some stuff here. This is where you're going to keep any graded assignments that I give you, like if I give you a test or any kind of practice worksheet or anything like that. This is where you're going to keep it. And I want you to keep them in here as long as you can, hopefully all year. But this is where I want you to keep it so that you can use this binder as a study source. And you have practice worksheets with my feedback on it so that you are clear on concepts when you're studying. Okay? And the very last thing that we're going to put in here is our interactive notebook. We're going to put it here at the end so that it is in there and we don't have 2 separate things floating around in our backpacks. They are one and the same. You've got everything right here in your science binder. So this should be completed and put together by Wednesday, because I'm going to come around and check to make sure that your science binder looks like my science binder for a grade. And if you have any other questions or you need to review, please feel free to stop and rewind and go back and make sure that our science binders all look the same.